Welcome to Damel Consult Career Academy. You go to channel for career advice, interview tips, and professional growth. In today's video, we'll be diving into software developer interview questions and answers. Whether you're a seasoned developer or just starting out, this video will help you prepare for your next job interview with confidence. We'll go through some of the most commonly asked technical and behavioral questions, along with sample answers to help you stand out from the competition. So, if you're looking to ace that software developer interview, stay tuned. 1. What programming languages are you proficient in? I am proficient in several programming languages including Python, Java, JavaScript, and C++. For Python, I have used it extensively for data analysis, machine learning, and web development with frameworks like Django and Flask. In Java, I have developed enterprise-level applications and worked with Spring Boot for building microservices. JavaScript has been my go-to for front-end development, especially using frameworks like React and Angular. I also have experience with C++ in systems programming and performance-critical applications, utilizing libraries like SDL and Boost. 2. Can you explain the software development lifecycle? The software development lifecycle (SDLC) is a structured approach to software development that includes several key stages: requirements gathering, collecting and defining what the software needs to achieve, including functional and non-functional requirements, design, creating a blueprint for the system, including architecture, database design, and user interface design, implementation, writing the code based on the design specifications and integrating various components, testing, verifying that the software works as expected through various types of testing, such as unit testing, integration testing, and system testing, deployment, releasing the software to a production environment where it can be used by end users, maintenance, ongoing support to fix bugs, update features, and ensure the software continues to meet user needs. 3. What version control systems have you used? I have used Git extensively for version control, which allows for efficient tracking of changes in the codebase. I am familiar with creating and managing branches for feature development, conducting mergers, and resolving conflicts. I also have experience with GitHub for repository hosting, collaboration, and pull requests, and with Bitbucket for similar version control tasks. In previous projects, I've used these tools to maintain code integrity, collaborate with team members, and streamline the development process. 4. How do you ensure the quality of your code? To ensure code quality, I adhere to several best practices: code reviews, regularly reviewing code with peers to identify potential issues and ensure adherence to coding standards, testing, writing unit tests to validate individual components, integration tests for interactions between components, and end-to-end tests to verify the overall functionality. Code style, following established coding standards and guidelines to ensure consistency and readability. Refactoring, continuously improving code to make it more efficient and maintainable without changing its functionality. Static analysis, using tools to detect potential issues and enforce coding standards automatically. 5. Describe a challenging bug you faced and how you resolved it. I encountered a challenging bug in a Java application that caused memory leaks under heavy load. The application was consuming excessive memory and eventually crashing. I used Java profiling tools like Visual to analyze heap dumps and identify the objects that were not being garbage collected. The issue was traced to a misconfigured caching mechanism that was retaining references to objects longer than necessary. I refactored the caching logic to ensure proper cache eviction and used weak references to manage memory more effectively. After deploying the fix, the memory usage normalized and the application stability improved. 6. How do you stay updated with new technologies and programming languages? Staying updated with new technologies involves several stages: reading blogs and articles, following industry blogs, tech news sites, and publications like TechCrunch and Stack Overflow. Online courses, enrolling in courses on platforms like Coursera, Udacity, or LinkedIn Learning to learn about new technologies and tools. Community engagement, participating in online communities, forums, and discussion groups on platforms like Reddit and Stack Overflow. Conferences and meetups, attending industry conferences, webinars, and local meetups. To network with professionals and learn about emerging trends. Experimenting with new tools, regularly trying out new programming languages, frameworks, and tools in personal projects or side projects. 7. Can you describe a project where you had to collaborate with other developers? I worked on a large-scale e-commerce platform where I collaborated with a team of developers using Agile methodology. We utilized tools like Jira for sprint planning, task tracking, and backlog management. The project involved frequent code reviews and pair programming sessions to ensure code quality and integration. We used Git for version control and conducted regular stand-up meetings to discuss progress and address any roadblocks. This collaborative approach helped us deliver the project on time and with high-quality code, meeting all the project requirements. 8. What are RESTful APIs and how do you use them? RESTful APIs representational state transfer are web services that allow different software systems to communicate using standard HTTP methods GET, POST, PUT, DELETE. They are designed around resources which are identified by URLs. RESTful APIs use JSON or XML for data exchange. I use RESTful APIs to retrieve data, implement GET request to fetch data from Zarive, send data, use a POST requested to SHAM or server for processing, update data, implement Pure question, delete data, use a delete requested to suite. I have built Tanta Kafelshadis for you. Ensuring efficient in down back-end systems. 9. How do you handle tight deadlines in software development? To handle tight deadlines, I use the following strategies. Prioritization. Identify the most critical tasks that need to be completed first and focus on those. Time management. Break down tasks into smaller, manageable chunks and use tools like Trello or Asana to track progress. Clear communication. Keep stakeholders informed about progress and any potential delays. Collaborate with the team to address issues quickly. Efficiency. Use agile practices to iteratively develop and deliver features, ensuring that core functionalities are prioritized. Flexibility. Be prepared to adjust plans and scope based on feedback and changing requirements to meet the deadline effectively. 10. What is your experience with automated testing? I have extensive experience with automated testing tools and frameworks. Unit testing. Used frameworks of Fakewaysha for Quashish, Pytest for Python, and just for JavaScript typed. Utsting, employed Talsalikas to end. Testing gov Plasapitan insuring the Thui for Shuanas. Integration ting, implemented testratov between differenza de Chrisitan Yasha. Automated Stenigol de Jetalajajere reduce manual to fegre. And maintain grochido kakachikwe. 11. How do you approach debugging? My debugging approach includes reproducing the issue, verify the problem, by reproducing it consistently to understand its behavior and scope, analyzing logs, review application logs and error messages to identify patterns and possible causes of the issue, using debugging tools, utilize debugging tools and IDE features, to set breakpoints, inspect variables, and step through code execution to pinpoint the problem. Isolating the problem, narrow down the source of the issue by isolating different components or sections of the code. Applying fixes, implement a solution based on the findings. And conduct thorough testing to ensure the problem is resolved and no new issues are introduced. 12. Can you explain the difference between synchronous and asynchronous programming? Synchronous programming. In synchronous programming, tasks are executed sequentially. Each task must complete before the next one begins. This approach can lead to blocking if a task takes time to complete, which can slow down the overall execution. Asynchronous programming allows tasks to run concurrently without waiting for the previous task to complete. This is achieved using techniques such as callbacks, promises, or async or await. Asynchronous programming is beneficial for tasks that involve IRO operations, such as network requests or file handling. as it improves efficiency and responsiveness by allowing other tasks to proceed while waiting for the operation to finish. 13. What are design patterns and which ones have you used? Design patterns are standard solutions to common design problems in software development. They provide a reusable approach to solving issues and improving code structure. Some design patterns I have used include Singleton pattern. Ensures a class has only one instance and provides a global point of access to it. Used for managing global states or configurations. Observer pattern defines a one-to-many dependency between objects, so that when one object changes state, all its dependents are notified. Useful for implementing event handling systems. Factory pattern provides an interface for creating objects without specifying the exact class of object that will be created. Helps in creating objects based on conditions or inputs. Decorator pattern allows behavior to be added to individual objects, either statically or dynamically, without affecting the behavior of other objects from the same class. 14. How do you ensure security in your software development process? To ensure security in software development, I follow TESA practices: input validation. Validate all user inputs to prevent SQL injection, XSS, and other malicious attacks. Secure authentication. Implement strong authentication mechanisms, such as multi-factor authentication and secure password storage using hashing algorithms like BRIPT. Data encryption. Encrypt sensitive data both in transit using HTTPS and at rest to protect it from unauthorized access. Regular updates. Keep dependencies and libraries up to date to patch known vulnerabilities. Security audits. Conduct regular security audits and code reviews to identify and address potential security issues. 15. What is your experience with cloud computing platforms? I have hands-on experience with cloud computing platforms such as AWS and Azure. AWS, Iversadas devices like IC2 for virtual SSS, S3 for storage, RADS for managerbus, and Lambda for Sevestal. Avil Sodalizer Fedora. Azure, my experience of Azure Blows Dobraj, and as a Rescal base. I have also worked Wisha Dry Schwai or Pelina Sanditions. 16. How do you optimize code for performance? To optimize code for performance, I focus on efficient algorithm. Kusing thang mistrapradopri data structure reshvacharathroth uthroth. Code profiling, using profiling tibly critical section oshrode. Caching, implementing cracking shanting chinching. Minimizing grisharis, reducing memorekonstikikrosam. Asynchronous apisharan, utilizinga synchroram. To handle operations methodology responsiveness. 17. What is Agile methodology and how have you implemented it in your projects? Agile methodology is an iterative and incremental approach to software development that emphasizes flexibility, collaboration, and customer feedback. Key aspects of Agile include sprints. Work is divided into short, time-boxed iterations called sprints, typically lasting 2-4 weeks. Daily stand-ups, short, daily meetings to discuss progress, plans, and any issues. Backlog management, maintaining a prioritized list of tasks and features the backlog to guide development. Retrospectives, regularly reflecting on the development process to identify improvements. I've implemented Agile by organizing work into sprints, conducting regular stand-ups, and collaborating closely with stakeholders to deliver incremental value and adapt to changing requirements. 18. How do you handle conflicts within a development team? To handle conflicts within a development team, I address Swessily, tackle conflicts as soon as they arise to prevent escalation. Listen and understand. Listen to all parties involved to understand their perspectives and concerns. Facilitate communication. Encourage open and respectful communication to find common ground. Seek compromise. Work with the team to find mutually acceptable solutions and compromises that align with project goals. Focus on objectives. Keep the focus on achieving project objectives and maintaining a collaborative team environment. 19. Can you explain the concept of microservices? Microservices is an architectural approach where an application is broken down into smaller independent services that perform specific functions. A Chamcro service operates independently, can be developed, deployed, and scaled independently of other services. Communicates via APIs. Services communicate with each other using APIs, typically over HTTP or REST or messaging queues. Has its own data storage. Each service can have its own database or data storage solution. Microservices provide flexibility, scalability, and resilience, allowing teams to work on different services concurrently and deploy updates without affecting the entire application. 20. What's your experience with DevOps practices? My experience with DevOps includes continuous integration or continuous deployment (CI/CD), implementing CI or CD pipelines using tools like Jenkins, GitLab, CI, and Azure DevOps to automate the build, test, and deployment processes. Infrastructure as code, using tools like Terraform and AWS CloudFormation to define and manage infrastructure through code, enabling consistent and repeatable deployments. Containerization, utilizing Docker for containerizing applications and Kubernetes for orchestrating and managing containerized workloads. Monitoring and logging, implementing monitoring and logging. Solutions such as Prometheus, Grafana, and Elk Stack to track application performance and detect issues early. That wraps up our breakdown of software developer interview questions and answers. I hope this video gave you valuable insights and strategies to prepare for your next interview. Remember, practicing your answers and understanding the key concepts are essential to impressing potential employers. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more career tips and interview guidance from DAML Consult Career Academy. Good luck with your interview, and well, see you in the next video.